Hey, I just want to share with you this opinionated text screen template that got me hired. Some companies, they'll let you use like CoderPad or Google Docs or something, but more companies are allowing you to bring your own environment. And so often a candidate will use Create React app or Create Next app or something similar, which is still like pretty bare bones compared to what an actual application would have in a real work environment. So what I did, I made an opinionated stack that has all the tools I'm already used to, that I'm comfortable with. So that way I get to use Raycast on my machine, or I can use my VS Code plugins and all my keyboard shortcuts I'm used to. It has all the tooling I'm used to for testing, for styling, for really just working in general as a front-end engineer. It captures the way I think about working too. So let me show you what that looks like. So this is powered by Astro and Tailwind CSS. The reason why I chose Astro is because today I mostly do React development, but with Solid, Svelte, and Vue being so popular, it's not out of the question that I'm going to eventually be doing a coding challenge that uses one of those technologies. As for Tailwind, this is based off of Tailwind UI's syntax theme. I have 3 templates that are ready to go. I have an algorithm challenge, design challenge, and a UI challenge. So whenever you click into one of these challenges, such as algorithm, you have the option to clone. And so here you can type in, we're going to do an algorithms challenge, and we're going to create like a challenge for ANSI coding, which is kind of tricky. I already did this, but before I show what that looks like for the actual clone page, you can see that this is already kind of docs-driven development, which is how I think about things. Like, what are we building? What's a requirement? What isn't a requirement? So that way you have some nice constraints over what you're trying to actually solve and what you're not trying to solve. And then the solution and the tests are already embedded in the page, just so that way they're visible front and center for reference and also at the end. The cool thing is I'm actually running the test here in the browser with StackBlitz's web containers. This is streaming output from a web container that's actually running this test suite, which is pretty cool. If I were to go and click into the ANSI challenge, and this is something I just wrote up to work with web containers, you can see an example of this. I captured why this challenge exists, what the requirements are, how it should function, what I'm not going to have it do, and then I've embedded the solution. And what's cool about this is now I get one-click access to actually edit this page, capture my documentation, and get live updates on this screen as I'm actually working with the interviewer. And so this way you can like live code just like you would with an environment that's already been set up that you're comfortable with. So let's look at one of the other challenges. So similarly, UI challenges, capture the requirements, the non-goals. You can click into the page, clone it, and this is just an example component with a demo. So you can do like demo-driven development and build something live, but you're already off to the races with a stack that you're comfortable with. And the last thing I want to show is design challenges are especially common for senior plus roles. These are the common questions I typically ask. I'll capture user requirements, technical, architecture, data, and API requirements. And then I have the actual design itself. I can go full screen and do a demo of this thing. Usually I'll just click edit, and this will bring it open with TL Draw and my local editor. And I can go ahead and just work on it here, do everything, and then save it. And then whenever I'm done saving it, I'm going to get the live updates back in the browser. The last little thing I want to kind of show here is as this grows and there's more and more examples, it helps to be able to do a quick search for one of the coding challenges that you've already done, or if you kind of forgot how something works, you can quickly go to MDN, pop it open, search for date time format. See, this is why this exists. Pull up some documentation, or if you're using Daisy UI for quickly building a UI, you can say, what does it look like to do an avatar again? And you can quickly pull in the code for reference. If you think that this would be useful for you, all you have to do is use this template, create a new repository, give this whatever name you want, and you can clone this template for yourself, make it your own, and hopefully it'll help you land a job like it did for me.